Good morning, everyone. It's your girl, Precious Williams, and I'm the proud founder and CEO of Perfect Pitches by Precious. And today I wanted to actually tell y'all my origin story. How did I even get here from where I started? And I hope that it puts more meat on the bones and really shows you the power of God and also the power of taking action. So back in 2010, 2011, I was a disgruntled attorney. I was angry. I was mad at the world. I just ended a 7-year relationship, a 7-year relationship with the man that I thought I would walk into eternity with. But it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. And I had to wake up one day on March 15th, 2010, and say that I can't be in this relationship anymore, effective immediately. Sounds so dramatic, but it really was dramatic for me. I was no longer going to stay with the cheater. Just wasn't. And try as I might, nope, not going to do it. So as I moved out and moved into, one of my homeboys had an apartment that was around the corner. And, I told you I was disgruntled. I hated being an attorney. I hated the cases that I was getting. I felt like I could be doing something so much more. I just didn't know what. And I've been praying and struggling and feeling bad about myself because I couldn't make a relationship work and I wasn't quite good enough and I wasn't quite skinny enough. And all these things that went through my mind made me feel like I was horrible. You know what I mean? I felt ugly. I felt rejected. I felt lost. And I was 31 years old, lost. And I want to say about 2 months later, one of my girlfriends, Sarah, told me we need to get you some dates because you can't just be sitting in the house just chilling and not doing anything and just eating yourself to death. So we put a little ad on a dating site. I'm not going to tell y'all what it is because it'll make me look bad. Okay, it was Craigslist, but I promise y'all it wasn't for what you think. I really created a little thing called Two to Tango, and it was about dancing the night away and just, gazing at the stars, like really beautiful things. And I met three incredible brothers. One was a swimming instructor at a private school, one was a record producer, and one was a very famous actor. Did I think that would happen? No, not at all. But the truth is, when I went on a date with each one of them, I felt so bad about myself that I wasn't good enough. Why? I was 327 pounds. I had no money, no support. Like I was just going through things. I had nothing. And I felt like everything out of me showed that I wasn't even worthy of being on a date. So when I finally met the actor, we just kept going back and forth and we just couldn't seem to get our dates right because he was very, very busy. And then one day, he said, "You ready?" And I'm thinking, he's never going to go on a date with me. This is a lie. Well, I remember standing outside of Sardi's restaurant and this vision walked up to me. And I remember feeling like the air was out of my lungs. Like I couldn't even breathe. He was that beautiful in person. And like as he walked across the street in his crisp linen white suit, I was just like, this can't be happening. It was like fate and destiny met at the same time. And I was like, oh my God, it's real. It's really happening. Like no matter what happens, he really showed up. And, as I was growing up as a kid, I always had a problem with men showing up on dates. So I'm just going to keep it 100. I'm going to keep it a buck with it. Keep it a buck, as the young people say. Fear, worry, doubt went all through me. He took me by the hand, led me upstairs to Sardi's restaurant. And when I tell you we closed down the restaurant, we really did. I didn't know what to do. And as we walked downstairs, because everybody had left the restaurant, we literally closed down the restaurant, walked downstairs, and I didn't know if he was going to kiss me, whatever, but we hugged, and I thought that was just the end of it. And I was just grateful for that. See how funny life is? I thought that should be the best that I'll ever have. Went home, talked to my girls, thought it was over. The next day, he reached out and he said, "You want to do it again?" Word? Jigga who? Jigga what? So I was shocked. I was truly, truly shocked. And so I didn't really know what to do. So I said, sure, we'll go on another date, not thinking anything would happen. Well, that was the start of a red hot love affair. Yes, I was dating a very famous Hollywood actor. And I'll be honest, all throughout it, I just couldn't believe it the entire time. I felt like I walked around on eggshells, but that's part of my story. So the way he made me feel about myself was so incredible. I'm 327 pounds. I'm not supposed to be dating someone like that. I'm not supposed to have someone like that who's on my tip, on my jock like that. I mean, I remember the first time he held my hand in public, I almost melted into the concrete because I couldn't believe you're actually acknowledging me. Like, I would have been fine to be in the background, just let you do your thing. But he held my hand. We went places together. We went to Baltimore. He was on a show in Louisiana. Like there was so much going on. And I'm thinking, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this. But the way he made me feel about myself caused me to question how other curvy women feel about themselves. What if we were ever to be intimate? What if we were ever to do something? I wanted to make sure that I had the right stuff to wear. So, of course, I went to Victoria's Secret. Of course, I went to all these places and nothing could be found in my size. It was a size 28. He was the first man that ever inspired me to wear lingerie. I promise you. And I couldn't find it. So I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. And I realized that I wanted to start Curvy Girls Lingerie. It's like God dropped that in me. You're going to start Curvy Girls Lingerie. Well, here's the problem. There was no blueprint for a black woman to start a lingerie company. Yes, you may have heard of Sarah Bakley with Spanx. You might have heard of Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, all of them. But I had never heard the origin story of a black woman who successfully did it. Hey, Charlene, how are you? Hey, Lynn, how are you? So I had never heard that origin story. How was I going to start something that no one had ever seen? And the truth is, I thought I'm too fat and too black. And then when I started telling my friends, they said the same thing. You'll never make it. You'll never do this. You're not quite good enough. And I kept hearing that. And I grew up with a mother who told me every day I was ugly and stupid and no man would ever want me. And here I was dating a very famous Hollywood actor. Y'all, I'm about to go in. I'm about to go in. I'm about to go in on y'all. And I didn't know how I was going to start it, but I needed to. Because I needed to put to rest all the demons of my past that said I wasn't good enough, wasn't pretty enough, wasn't smart enough, wasn't any of these things. But there was no blueprint. Hey, Pamela, there was no blueprint. There was no blueprint. So that meant I had to be the trailblazer. Here I am dating this very famous Hollywood actor dude who's acknowledging me in public. Not in private, y'all. He acknowledged me in public. And I started thinking, I went to the New York Public Library, 34th and Madison, Sybil, Science Industry Business Library. And I met a woman who looked nothing like me who said she won $50,000 in prize money from pitch competitions. Word? So then she gave me her pitch and I was like this. Okay. If that's the blueprint, I'll try it. Well, little did I know that I would have the opportunity to pitch to the producers at MSNBC, but I didn't know how to pitch. She didn't tell me how to do it. So here I was thinking, maybe if I pitch myself, I can get the money. I can get the connections. I can get the opportunities. But how stupid is that? I'm black. I don't have connections. I don't have any of that. Which is why when I went to the Small Business Award ceremony by Cranes, I had no idea that I would walk into my destiny. And so when I walked up to the producers, y'all, I had negative $400 in my bank account. Negative. I had no job. Nothing. This is all I had. This man inspired me to start a company that wasn't real. But I had to talk about it as if it was real, y'all. I had to. I walked up to the producers and I just, gave them a little pitch and they loved it. And I remember internally just crying. Like that song by It Was Inside That I Cried. It was inside that I cried. Because even the man I was dating, that very famous man, even he didn't believe I could do it. And as great as he was, he told me I needed to lose my accent. I needed to lose weight. There was so much going on around me at the time. And here I was, talking myself on a national television with a company that only existed in my mind. Where did I get that from? I looked around at a lot of people who looked nothing like me, and I knew that they always had the confidence that they could be a bum today and a unicorn tomorrow. So that's what I had to do. I had to believe it. And when I talked myself on a national television, when I actually showed up, when they picked me up in a Cadillac Escalade and took me to Rockefeller Center, And I walked into the studio and walked on the set, had my makeup done and everything. I promise y'all, when I pitched to God. God's of the past, the present, but God, I pitched. And right after I pitched, I went deaf. It was like I had to just be in the moment of, I literally talked myself on a national television with my first pitch. I'm now asking for $500,000. My God, I'm actually going to get it. I can't believe the fat, ugly girl got it. I can't believe that I talked myself into something and no one believed I could do, not even me. So, I had to believe in myself when nobody believed in me. There was no blueprint for a fat black girl. There was no Lizzo. There was no Ashley Graham. There was nobody before that. I had to believe in Monique, but she was a comedian. And yeah, you know I'm funny, y'all, but I had to believe it. After that, I started entering elevator pitch competitions, and I won 13 times out of 14 times. In fact, my last competition was the Black Enterprise Elevator Pitch Championship on May 16, 2013 in Columbus, Ohio. And when I won, Robert Townsend and MC Light said they called me the killer pitch master. And when you're acknowledged by your own as the best in the world at what you do, I will never forget that. I will never forget Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, who wrote Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice. I told him before I even won, I said, I got this. I'm winning this. And he looked at me like, girl, please. And when I won, he said, you believed. I said, beyond a shadow of all doubt. I have always been counted out. I've always been the ugly, not wanted chick. And so I have to do everything I can to win. You know what I mean? So, you know, and you know, he was like, you're not ugly. I said, but to myself, I've always been the one no one wanted. So I had to speak for the curvy girls who everybody says no one wants. Hey, y'all, I'm not 327 anymore. I'm more than 100 pounds smaller now. So I just say all of this to say to you, my internal battle was always trying to disprove my mother and my father who didn't want me. My internal struggle has always been, if my parents didn't want me, how can I make the world love me? If the ones who gave birth to me didn't want me, how do I do it? And so that's why y'all see my drive and my energy and my intensity, is because there's so many of us out there who always told from birth we weren't wanted. We're not good enough. We're not smart enough. We're not pretty enough. We're not skinny enough. We're not tall enough. We're not white enough. We're not, you know, curvy enough. Like, that's my story. And that's why I push, because there's so many of us who feel so lackluster and so not wanted and so not incredible. And so that was it. And so in the end, yes, I got on Shark Tank Season 8, 2016. And what, Slade? Do you hear me now? Do you hear me? And when I walked in, they weren't even ready for a sister. That's how good I got. I got good on putting on the mask that grins and lies, that hides my cheeks and shades my eyes. But I didn't even feel confident then. I just put on the mask of confidence and I blew them away. I was on CNN, Wall Street Journal, Forbes magazine, I'm a two-time #1 best-selling author of the Bad Bitches and Power Bitches series. I've been in movies, documentaries. In fact, I have magazines coming up. I have television shows coming up. Y'all have no idea. All of that sounds great, right? All of that sounds amazing. All of it sounds amazing and great. But let me tell you something. The confidence y'all see on me today, I have no makeup on, y'all. I want y'all to see me. This is what I look like when I wake up in the morning. Word. I want y'all to see. You know what the transformation is? I didn't need all of those things. I don't need to have six-pack abs. I don't need to be the skinniest or the tallest. I don't even need to rock with a guru to tell me that I'm great. Fuck them all. Fuck them all. Fuck them all. And sorry that I had to curse, but fuck them all. Because they would have said, main one's telling me I wasn't good enough. Main one's telling me that my book wouldn't sell. Main one's telling me that I needed to do this, that, and the other. Not understanding that God gave me my vision, my purpose. He gave it all to me. And even when I have doubts, my transformation came from seeing that my accomplishments don't define me. Even when I got all those accomplishments, they didn't help me sleep at night. They didn't wrap me up in love. You know what wraps me up in love? My support network. who believed in me when no one else did. And there's some people who came along after the fact who really got to see me. And so what I learned in this journey is I had to face my fear. I had to face myself. But my fear was being anonymous and unknown. I had to face myself. That just because my parents didn't want me does not mean that dictates my value. It doesn't. It means that God gave his hardest battles to a stronger soldier. And I'm a no-limit soldier. I thought I told you, no-limit soldier. I thought I told you. I'm a no-limit soldier. Straight up, straight up, straight up. I was listening to that song by Mano called All the Above. And when I think that I can't, I envision Obama. I envision so much. I envision being the greatest in the world to have ever achieved it. But I also did it for the black girls who nobody cared about. I did it for the curvy girls that people say nobody wants, but or only in secret. I did it for those who feel like they don't matter and they feel like they're alone. I did it for all of us. So why did I write the book Bad Bitches and Power Pitches? Why am I so excited this morning? Because I'm telling y'all the real story. Not the chopped and screwed version. I'm giving y'all the real origin story of how I got started. So why did I write Bad Bitches and Power Pitches? Because I'm a bad bitch with a power pitch. But not only that, it came from a real place. It's not something I learned in a textbook. I didn't learn. No one taught me how to pitch. I've been an international professional speaker since I was 16. But still, that didn't teach me how to pitch. You know what taught me how to pitch? My authenticity and my transparency and being willing to stop being the precious that everybody thought I was and being the precious that I truly am. I wrote Bad Bitches for y'all. I wrote it for all of us. And I want you all to experience the book. And I also want you to experience the transformation. It's not about my achievements, y'all. It's not. Yes, I got to do the big things. But you know what? It almost cost me my life because I thought I had to put on every day. When I was on a movie set, I thought I had to put on every day. And almost drank myself to death in Santa Monica, California, filming in a glass mansion in Malibu. And then what? Now I don't worry. I don't drink. I've been clean and sober 3.5 years. That's transformation. I don't have to front for y'all. I'm going to tell y'all the really real of the experience. The really real. I'm that girl from St. Louis, Missouri that people dogged out and said I would never make it. I'm that chick nobody wanted. I'm that chick whose family turned their back on her when I straight up failed. Yeah. And it's only now that in building up with my family that they get to see the real me. I am not just accomplishments. Beyond all of that, I'm Precious Williams. I'm a bad bitch with a power pitch to show that you can come from the rock bottom and take yourself to the top. God made me different, and each and every one of us, we're different. And that's why I rock with unapologetic women. I'm 41 years old. I want you to see it. Peep game, peep game, peep game. This is what 41 looks like, no makeup. But peep game, peep game, peep game. Peep. This is me. This is 40 plus. I'm happy to be in front of y'all. And I'd love for you all, if you know of organizations that could really use the book Bad Bitches and Power Pitches. There are little kids reading my book. Do y'all know that? There are 8, 9-year-olds. They're not understanding the curse word because it has nothing to really do with it. But they love the book because it tells them that it's almost like up from slavery, up from mental slavery, up from people who don't want you. Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about the people who want me for shine. I don't care about none of that. I want you to know you're dealing with the real deal Holyfield. I'm Precious Williams. I am who I say I am. And I'm so excited to share with y'all my origin story. Why I wrote my book in the first place. Why I became a #1 bestseller. Why I had the billboard in Times Square. For some people, they like social proof. For others, they just want to meet me and see that it is possible that no matter what, my origin story is just as valid as yours. If you've never been through poverty, homelessness, hunger, sexual abuse, that's fine. You've been through something to get here. Tell your story. Get it out there. Shocking all the world. Shocking all the world. I hope that my origin story has taught y'all a lot about me. And maybe if you would love to get the book, let me know. And if not, that's fine. Please let me know what my origin story has done for y'all this morning. Hey, Delmar, how are you? Hey, Shirley, let me give my shout out. Hey, Jerika. Hey, Jim McKnight. Hey, Keisha. Hey, Shantaria. Hey, Deandra. Hey, Crystal. Hey, let me make sure I got everybody. Let's see. I got everybody. Ashley, Keisha, Pamela, Lynn. I hope I say good morning to each and every one of you. But I'm up from mental slavery. And I was afraid to tell y'all my story because it wasn't pretty. And I couldn't wrap it up in a bow, but I wanted to share that with you. So, Charlie, if you want the signed copy, if any of y'all want a signed copy, I'm gonna put the link below so that y'all can get it, and I will personally mail it out. In fact, you see this right here? I'm mailing out 30 plus books today. So if you want to know how to come up from mental slavery, if you want to see the greatness within you that has nothing to do with accomplishments, achievements, proving yourself to anybody, prove it to yourself that everything that God placed in you was worth it. Hey, Anita Searles. Does anybody have any questions? How was this impactful to you? Please like, comment, and share this video. I promise you it's an eye-opening experience. I want to come out in no makeup, and I want to show y'all who I really am beyond all of that. I cut off all my hair on Independence Day, still cut, still love it. I got gray hair. I don't care if y'all see it. Love it or leave me alone. You gotta love it or leave me alone. You gotta love it or leave me alone. Anyway, I thank you all. Let me know if you want a link to the book in the comments. I mail out every day, and I also want you to know that I'm so glad to be here. If you have a book, please list it in the comments too so we can get that popping too. But I love you all. Please let me know if this impacted you in any way. Please like, comment below on how this impacted your life to hear my origin story. Let me know if you want a signed copy of my book. I'll make sure you get the link. And also, please share it with your audience if you think that they could really learn something from this. This is my origin story. This is my story. This is my story. I thank you all so very much. If there are no questions, I will not keep you. I know it's 7 something in the morning. I truly love you all. I truly, truly, truly love you all. Thank you for allowing me to be in your presence today. Mwah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for letting me be myself. This is from my grandparents who took me in when nobody else wanted me. Thank you. Love you all. Let me know if you want the book. Let me know if this impacted you in any way. Thank you. Thank you all. Hey, Deanne.